Have you ever heard the saying, "It's easy to kick a man when he's down"? It sounds harsh, doesn't it? But it points to a very real and unfortunate side of human nature, a tendency we sometimes see in ourselves and others. There's a classic story, one of Aesop's fables, that illustrates this perfectly. It's called The Dogs and the Fox, and it has a short but powerful tale that's as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. It forces us to ask ourselves, are we brave only when there's no risk? Do we show respect only to those who can fight back? Let's dive into this story and unpack the timeless wisdom hidden within. It might just change the way you see your own actions and the actions of those around you. Picture this. A group of dogs are roaming around, sniffing and exploring when they stumble upon something unusual. It's the skin of a lion. Now, a lion is the king of the beasts, a symbol of ultimate power and courage. But this is just its skin, a mere remnant of its former glory. The lion is gone. Seeing this, the dogs, who would have run for their lives at the mere scent of a living lion, suddenly feel a surge of bravado. They gather around the skin and begin to tear at it with their teeth, growling and ripping it to shreds. It's a chaotic, noisy scene of false courage. They're acting tough, putting on a big show, attacking this empty symbol of power. They feel strong, dominant, victorious. But what are they really conquering? An empty hide. Just then, a fox happens to be passing by. Now, foxes in these fables are always clever, observant creatures. The fox watches this display for a moment, a look of pure scorn on its face. He doesn't join in. Instead, he just shakes his head and lets out a cynical laugh. The dogs, interrupted in their furious make-believe battle, stop and look at him. The fox, with a sly grin, says, "Oh, you're all so brave now, aren't you?" If that lion were still alive, if he were standing here in front of you, it would be a very different story. You wouldn't be showing off your teeth. You'd be feeling how much sharper his claws are. And with that, the fox trots away, leaving the dogs looking rather foolish, standing over the tattered remains of the lion's skin. The moral of the story is crystal clear. It is easy, and also contemptible, to kick a man that is down. The dog's behavior is a perfect example of what we call cowardice. True courage isn't about attacking something that can't fight back. It's about facing a real challenge, standing up for something when there's a genuine risk. The dogs weren't brave. They were bullies. They were taking advantage of a situation where there was zero danger to themselves. Their victory was hollow because it was never a fair fight. The fox, in his wisdom, saw right through their pathetic display. He understood that their aggression wasn't a sign of strength, but a glaring sign of their weakness and insecurity. This fable holds up a mirror to our own world. Think about it. How often do we see this same behavior play out in our daily lives? It's the person who gossips about a colleague who just got fired. It's the group that gangs up on someone who's already going through a tough time. It's the anonymous troll on the internet, hiding behind a screen, spewing hate at public figures or even ordinary people, knowing there will be no real-world consequences. In all these cases, just like the dogs, the attackers are only bold because their target is vulnerable or unable to defend themselves. They feel powerful for a moment, but it's a false, fleeting power built on someone else's misfortune. True character, true strength, is revealed not in how we treat the powerful, but in how we treat the fallen. It's easy to praise a winner. It takes real integrity to show respect and compassion to someone who has lost. Think about a great sports team. After a hard-fought victory, the truly great athletes don't mock their defeated opponents. They shake their hands. They show respect for the effort, for the game itself. They understand that their victory is only meaningful because they faced a worthy adversary. They don't need to tear down the other team to feel good about their own success. Their character shines through in their magnanimity. The fox's role in the story is crucial. He is the voice of reason, the observer who speaks the uncomfortable truth. He represents our conscience, the part of us that knows right from wrong. He calls out the hypocrisy. We all have that inner fox. We all have that moment of choice when we see someone being kicked while they're down. Do we join the pack of dogs, enjoying the cheap thrill of a risk-free attack? Or do we, like the fox, recognize the situation for what it is, a contemptible act of cowardice? Or better yet, do we choose to offer a hand up instead of a kick down? This fable is a challenge to all of us. It asks us to examine our own behavior. When have we been the dogs? When have we taken a cheap shot because it was easy? It's a humbling question. And it's not just about grand gestures. It can be as simple as refraining from sharing a piece of gossip, or choosing not to laugh at a joke made at someone else's expense. Especially if that person is already in a vulnerable position, it's about cultivating empathy. It is about trying to understand what it might feel like to be in that lion's skin, once powerful, now helpless. True strength is about having the courage to be compassionate. It's about having the integrity to act with honor, even when no one is watching, or when everyone else is acting dishonorably. The world has enough dogs, tearing at things that can't fight back. What the world needs are more foxes, people with the clarity to see the truth and the courage to speak it. And even more than that, it needs people who will actively defend the defenseless, who will show grace in the face of another's defeat, and who understand that true honor is found in how we treat those who have nothing left to give. So the next time you see a situation like this unfolding, whether it's online, at work, or in your social circle, remember the dogs and the fox. Ask yourself, who do you want to be in this story? The cowardly dog joining the mob in a hollow display of power,